being new, I remember you guys having passionate discussions, not arguments, before I was on the board about bringing things up for a vote before the public even gets a chance to digest it on the agenda. Doesn't have to come 2 or 3 times maybe, but at least just one time or some notice, where a board member can let their constituents know that they know are sensitive to this topic or this subject, or we could have gotten feedback from people who work in the facilities that we're talking about. So I'm just slightly confused why it's being done that way, as opposed to put this, maybe Wednesday when the agenda came out or something, so that people could have had an opportunity. I do like talking to everybody and listening, and so I'm just very hesitant to vote on something that I found out about just a few hours ago. We don't do anything like that, I thought. So,
Madam Chair.
I'm not sure if I could even feel comfortable voting yes or no. That's it. Sorry.
Okay. Ms. Halstead.
So I hear what we're saying. And I understand the public comment piece of it, but I also feel like everybody that came the last few meetings, teachers included, they all kind of said how they felt on the issue. Most of them were talking about the kids and whatnot, and we get that or whatever. But a lot of the teachers have also said that, and more so for the kindergarten, the younger classroom kids, they've really asked to be heard, to have the masks optional for them so they can work with their kids more easily on their phonics or whatever they need to do and have the mask. So the reason why I think this is a good time to move it for action is that, we can wait and have it just become the law again, or we can proactively fight for our teachers and bus drivers who want that option as well, or staff, I should say, staff in general, who want that option. It's coming anyway. The federal emergency, it's supposed to end on March 18th, I believe. The federal emergency ends. There's supposedly no more extensions on that. So a lot of this stuff will likely go away then. As far as the transportation issue is concerned, I did a little early research into it, Dr. Chase, not a lot, but just to, kind of go, and I know there's several interpretations on that as well. But school buses were never considered public transportation until we needed for them to be considered public transportation. So and I'm not arguing it here as a matter of legality or whatever. I'm just saying that's the other side of the argument there, which is the school buses were made public transportation only by the CDC and not by some decree that they're public transportation. So for me, it's wholly appropriate for us to discuss this and to give our staff at this stage of the game the option to mask or not mask. I think it would be phenomenal for our kids to see their bus drivers smile at them in the morning. I think it would go a long way to see a bus driver smiling at the kids saying, come on in, have a great day. Because it's really hard for the bus drivers as well to communicate with the kids masked. That's all.
Dr. Warner.
I will not be supporting this, and I do appreciate that Ms. Randall did reach out to all of us and have this conversation. I just think that we do need a little bit more public input, because although there was a lot of people that came, there's a lot of people that didn't come. And a lot of people do have strong feelings about this. On a bus is a pretty closed space. I would rather we see how things have gone with the mask optional that we've already implemented, and I would like to give the public some time to have a voice in this decision, and so I will be not supporting it. Thank you.
Ms. Sigmund?
I will be supporting this because I realized I felt a little hypocritical by saying that our teachers or our citizens could decide for their children to remove their masks at school today, but they couldn't make that same choice for themselves. And, I feel like it's more of an employer issue than anything else, that we are not making medical mandates for our employees, and this is just one I feel like we can lift for our employees that also has a positive impact on our students. So that would be an easy one for me.
Thank you. And I'm going to be supporting this motion because I think during the past month, was it only been a month, since we've had this issue before us, we've heard from many members of the public and also many staff people, and in the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of emails, there were probably hundreds of staff people who said, please, if you're going to let the students take off the mask, let me take mine off as well. Not to mention the reports we've gotten from the early learners who can't see how to make the sounds or the reading. There was just so much that was interfering with their learning. So I'm going to be supporting this, and I thank you, Ms. Randall, for bringing it. And Ms. Guy, as to your concern, you're absolutely right. This is one of the things that we say we're not going to do, but there is an exception to every rule, and that's up to that's up to this board, and that's why we don't always agree, which is a good thing because we wouldn't need us if we all agreed. But you are right. It is not our goal to do this, but sometimes it just becomes necessary. And if there is ever a point when any member on this board feels it's imperative to put something on, and that we don't need to wait, and the potential impact, talk to someone else, get a second, and you put it on. That's why we have the rule.